You actually want to learn cybersecurity, but you don't know how the internet works. Bro, how will you secure data and how will you protect organization? That is no. So today I'm going to tell you how the internet works, starting from when you type the website address. So I'm going to use Google or TikTok.com as a case study. So let's start. Anytime you want to visit Google.com and you type it on your browser, the moment you type it on your browser, the first thing that will first happen is what we call DNS Resolver. That particular Google.com that you type on your browser, on the internet, they don't know it as Google. On the internet, they know it as what? As an IP address. So which may be 192.168.so or 8.8.8.8. So that is just it. Now, the moment you type it on your browser like that, the first thing that will first happen is DNS Resolver. Now, as you type it, it will go into the DNS Resolver. The DNS Resolver will check, which is domain name system, will check that, okay, did I have this google.com in my cache? Did I have it? If DNS Resolver have it, sharp, DNS Resolver will what? We carry it and give it to you and connect two of you together, sharp, and you'll be able to visit the website and look for whatever you want to look for. Good. But if DNS Resolver did not have it at that moment, DNS Resolver will not say, oh, I don't have it too. Okay, let me help you to ask. DNS Resolver will now ask the root resolver, which is the root DNS server. Now, it's going to ask the root DNS server. The root DNS server will say, me, I don't know anybody that bear google.com, but I know that a lot of people bear .com. So root DNS server will say, yes, I know people that bear .com. Okay, good. So resolver will not direct the DNS server to ask another person. That is called the TLD server. We call it top level domain server. Now, top level domain server, we say, me too, I don't know anybody that bear google.com, but I think I know their office. So I don't know anybody that bear google.com, but I think I know their office. Their office is so. So go to authoritative server. Then the DNS resolver will still what? We still go and what? And ask authoritative resolver, making three of them now. Ask authoritative resolver and say, please, do you know google.com? The authoritative resolver will not be the one that will say, yes, I know it, but I don't know it as google.com. I only have the number, which is the IP address. Then at that moment, the authoritative DNS server will actually we give it to DNS resolver, and DNS resolver will now send it to the browser, to your browser. So your browser will now have the IP address that represents the google.com that you type. So that is the first stage that happened. I hope it is clear. So to make it clear now, what happened there is that you type google.com and immediately DNS resolver check, I did not have it. Then it begin to ask. It asks the first DNS server, which is what? Root DNS. Which DNS say, I don't know it, but I have .com. Go and meet TLD. TLD say, I don't know anybody, but I think I know somebody. I know their office. But I'm going to ask authoritative. Then it went to authoritative. Then from authoritative, was able to get the IP address that actually represent the domain name, and he sent it back to the browser. Now the browser now have it. The browser, your web browser, have the IP address of google.com that you want to visit to. Now the stage 2 is establishment of connection between your web browser and the server. Now what happened there is that your server with your browser will not say, I want to get something. You understand? This is my certificate. Then the server will also respond with with SSL certificates. Two of them, they will exchange certificates with one another so that there can be connection. So they will perform what we call handshake, TCP handshake, meaning that your browser will say, hey, I want to connect, same. The the server will say synarch. Then once it says synarch, then two of them will now say arch. They will connect. Now the moment they connect like this, they encrypt each other. They don't want any other person to see the message. So at this time now that they have exchanged their certificate, then you will now see padlock at the top of your browser, meaning that a secure connection is what is established. Nobody can see it. But if you not see padlock on your own web browser, it means the connection that your browser and the server have at that moment is not secure. Anybody can see through it. But at that moment that you see padlock, the connection is what is secure. It is like this. Nobody can see through. Nobody can see what they are exchanging, what they are passing between each other. So at this point now, connection has been established between your browser and the server. Now the third stage is entering the data center. Now that you have secure connection, the next thing that you will notice is that your request now will not just hit one computer. It is going to go through different layers of security that the web server have. So whatever request you make at that moment for you to get maybe the website content or any content on that particular website, it is going to pass through the load balancer, it's going to pass through the firewall or any other security things that you have put in place before it now get to the server. And once it gets to the server, if the server have that particular content, it's going to respond. But if server doesn't have, it's going to ask a database that is behind it. It's going to securely ask for a database, and that database can be Aurora database, can be RDS database, can be MongoDB, or any kind of database can be there. So that is how it is going to be. So this one is data entry. So the data you are requesting for will pass through different layers before it actually get to the server. And once it get to the server, if server don't have it, it's going to ask for the database. The last stage is the response. Now that the stuff that I requested for, the server have it or the database have it, they are now going to package it into a small packet. They are going to encrypt it. They are going to make it compressible so that it can easily get to you on time. So the server will be the one to wrap it, package it, compress it, and send it back to you. And when it gets to your browser, you will not see it as HTML or CSS on your browser. Then boom, you see a website that actually open a page. Now, why this process is actually not visible to you is because it's work within milliseconds. It doesn't take time. All this process I just explained, it work within milliseconds. It doesn't waste time at all. It works very, very fast, just like in the speed of light, very fast. And that is why you actually don't notice this movement or this connection. So that is how internet actually work, starting from you typing the domain to when it actually get to the server or the database, and the database respond to you and you receive the website page. So that is that about that. So if you enjoyed this video, like, follow, and share for more. See you in my next video.